steering wheel replacement on a 1991 Mazda MX5 Miata. There's the factory steering wheel, a little dated. So I decided to do a little upgrade to this beautiful, high quality, best pleather money can buy, Momo. Alright, it's imitation, but I think it looks pretty cool. Let's give it a go. Okay, first step is 10mm wrench socket behind here, here, and here. There are 3 10mm bolts, and I did that part already. One little wire for the horn, and as you can see, 1991, no airbag. How convenient is that for steering wheel, aftermarket steering wheels? In here we're going to find a 21mm. I believe it's 21mm. Let's check that. Oh, 21mm. I haven't changed the steering wheel in a Miata in like 15 years, and I remembered that was 21mm. Now, okay, let's see if I can get this to turn. The problem is, of course, to turn the wrench, turn the wheel. So I might have to go all the way around till the wheels lock up. Nope, I didn't have to. Pull it off and go by hand. One Nylock 21mm. Throw that stuff in the center console. And then we get it pulled off. Like I said, last time I did this was 15 years ago. Ah! Came right off, look at that. Okay, next step. Gotta go grab the hub. Here we got one Hub Sports Boss Kit. Lots of Chinese writing. R2. Let's see what's in here. This is fresh out of the box. I obviously have not test fitted this for video. Got some small parts in here. We've got a ring. Not sure where that goes. We've got a bunch of little countersunk Allen key nuts. They'll go in here, I believe. Hold that in. Let's take a look at this hub for a second. Kind of opens up like toilet paper. All right. Big question is, I bought this like 6 months ago online. Let's see if it fits. Not bad. That's for the horn. Let's try that one more time. I'd say that's a win. I was only about 50% sure that was going to work. All right, so the next thing is we got to take these screws out of here so we can mount that to the hub. And the wheels are dead straight, so that's good news. I'm going to grab a Allen wrench and be right back. I thought I'd bring you over to the workbench for this part so I'm not dangling over the car. Taking out these screws. So I got myself a Power Fist. That is Princess Auto's house brand hex key set. Look at that. Oops. Haven't even opened it yet. I got it because it was orange and it matched the steering wheel. No, I didn't. This is the color it comes in. So I think this was what, maybe, no, it's way too big. 3mm? Let's see. 3. Sorry for the lighting. The light is directly over my head. I gotta say that other than the fact the wheel itself is pleather and not leather, and you can only really tell that when you look close or touch it, the quality of this knockoff is actually quite good. Do-do-do-do. 3 of 6. These are just mounted into a plastic ring for shipping purposes. So I'm pretty much able just to spin them out by twisting the Allen itself. Not much torque is needed. All right. Didn't get that one out all the way. There we go. Cover ring. Put that over here. Take out the horn button. There we go. There's your plastic ring that holds it together. Not the hub of your car. There's the hub. There's the horn. It's got to connect up this little wire here. Why is there 2? Why is there 2? I don't remember. There was a little wiring kit. It came with the steering wheel. I don't know if those are just extensions. Positive comes through here into there, right? Yeah. And then if I hook that up here, let me check this. Okay, so my instructions are all in Chinese, so I had to do this the old-fashioned way. I got myself a multimeter, and I put it in continuity mode. And it looks like the center, which makes sense, and the exterior, and then I press the horn button and I get a tone. So that's going to be grounded to the wheel itself, this area. So that means that this wire should go in the center one, right here. Man, I'll tell you something. I know you can't see it, but it is cold in here. And pushing this stuff, my fingers frozen, is really painful. Get on there. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, good. Look at that. That's coming together. Now, I'm not sure what this piece is for. I think this is necessary for a different horn configuration, so I'm going to leave it out. So we're going to twist this until our holes line up. There we go. Maybe not. Those aren't lining up. Those do not line up. See that? Center that one. These ones are all off. This might be just a issue with the fact that this stuff is non-original. I might have to be drilling some holes to make this fit. Centered, all off. Center that one, all off. Try and center this one, all off. Is there another set here I'm missing? Move it over a chunk. That might work. Hang on, I think I got it. Nope. I'm not sure if this is happening today. Be right back. Okay, so what I figured out is that there's different hole configurations. If you look closely, you can see this hole is right near the top. This hole's right near the top. This one's in the middle. This one's in the middle. That one's right near the edge. And this is my hole I'm after. This is my top. I got something here I can mark that with. A little pencil mark is enough. So that is the top. Magically, all my holes line up. The problem is I can't bolt it together now because then I can't get to the 21mm bolt that holds to the steering column. So I got to go bolt this in first and then screw this on top. Let's go back to the car. All right. There we go. So there's our top screw hole right there. Wheels are as straight. I think I'll get them. There might be a little bit of adjustment later in the centering. I know I had to do that last time I did this, which was a long time ago. Okay, there's my pencil marking. So I want that to be at the top. And these guys need to be centered onto these holes here. So that's top. This is this way a little bit. Let's try that. Wow, that's pretty good. For the first shot, I'd say that's pretty good. All right. Let's do a test fit here. .21mm. Socket. Gotta try and do this nice and snug without moving the wheels too much. Yeah, the nylock is over the thread, so as long as the nylock's in place, I'm happy. That's not going to vibrate out anytime soon. I can almost turn the wheels. Okay. Okay, next step. I'm going to grab the wheel. This will start to come together quite quickly at this point. As long as I don't lose any pieces in the floor of the car. Okay. There, then goes there. You can see that I'm just reattaching the wire for the horn button. Sorry it's so dark here, but the lighting is just off where the car is parked. All right, let's try and put that so it's sort of right side up. Okay. Center that a bit. There we go. Give that a twist. I did turn the wheel a hair to the right while I was tightening that 21mm. And of course the wire is pushing it out. It's going to make it a bit more difficult to work with. Actually, my bad. It's going to come off again. this. Although it looks silly right now, it has to go on top of here. Like this. Then the wire connects. Get that on there nice and tight. We don't want a horn to fail. In the wrong circumstances, that would be a big pain in the ass. A little sheath on there. We'll put that in place. And okay. Now the tough part is holding this all together. While getting this ring on. It's gonna work. You need like 3 hands to do this job. Okay. Let's get one in. One, come on. Without it all falling apart in my hands. Can one of you guys hold this for me? Thanks. One day YouTube will have that figured out. Okay, okay. There we go. Got that in. Loose. Yep. Let's get a second one in. Should all fall into place. A little bit of wiggling around. No, doesn't want to fall into place. If we can take a closer look what's going on here. Maybe I'll get one of these ones in. Oh, that felt good. Yep. Let's feel that. Yep. Good. Good. I'm putting them all in loose. You don't want to tighten this to the end. Yeah. Nice. And 2 more. I won't be insulted, by the way, if you decide to fast forward while I'm threading in screws. I like going real time though. All right, look at that. I don't know, I'm not sure. Had a lot of trouble picking a color of a wheel for this car. The tan interior kind of makes it makes the choices limiting, because most of these cars have black interiors, and most of the products for them, the aftermarket steering wheels and products, are sort of targeted at black interiors. But I got the old school tan interior, and I figured orange would work. Okay, snug these guys up. I'm sure there's a torque spec for them, but I'm just going with my built-in torque, and I'm crisscrossing my built-in torque meter to my hands to what is comfortable. As you can see, just like your wheels, I'm crisscrossing as I torque them, so it seats it nice and evenly. I don't think it's too big of a deal for this, but why not do it right? Hey, hear that? That is the wheel squeaking on the ground. Pretty cool. All right, last step. I'm going to temporarily connect the battery. See what happens. Battery's loosely connected, just enough. Let's see how embarrassing this is. Yes! Wiring works. Good. Could use a better horn. There you go. It looks like the wheel is a bit further forward than stock. You can spend hours calculating the depth of your wheel, your steering wheel, from where it mounts to the outside of the wheel. and then the height of your hub to figure out how close or far the steering wheel will be to you. In a car that does not have any kind of tilt or telescopic steering, that could be important to you, but I just ordered whatever the hell was first on the list and went with it, so I like that. I'm going to have a seat in a second and see how it fits from a driver's perspective. Okay. I think that's a really good angle. I just kind of tossed the tripod on the passenger seat and lucked out on the first shot. So let's climb into the car. See how this feels. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. One of the concerns is when putting an aftermarket wheel in a car that I learned the first time the hard way is I went with a smaller wheel, which people think, hey, that's great. It's going to give me more feeling and more feedback and sportier feel. But what happens is, the smaller your steering wheel is, it can start to interfere with your gauge cluster. And when I did that last time, the steering wheel was just small enough that I could not see the top of my gauge cluster. And right here, you got your speed 80, 100, 120, 140 kilometers an hour, and you got your 3,000 to 5,000 RPM range and the tip of your oil gauge. So I basically couldn't see that in my last car, last time I did this. So this wheel is a little bit smaller than stock. Let's compare that. Yeah, it's quite a bit. That's like a full inch overall, I'd say, maybe more. 1.25 inches. Yet, does not interfere with my gauge cluster, my view of it, and actually, feels pretty good. I have to say that. I think I'm happy with this setup. Anyway, so that's how you change a steering wheel in a first generation. One last pan of that setup. See what I mean about the steering wheel size in relation to the gauges. You see, at this point, that's where your head would be, right about there. And if you were wheel was smaller, you'd lose the top of the gauges. Just some perspective on that. Has a nice feel to it, I think. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe and watch for my other videos.